Hello, cosmic beings. Welcome to Being Cosmic. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am so glad that each and every one of you are here. I will be doing a collective message today. So, with that, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right. Thank you for your support on the channel. Thank you for your time and being here. The likes, shares, comments, subscribes, and donations all really help out the channel. So, thank you. And your energy really does help to co-create these messages. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you are interested in a personal reading from me, feel free to check those out. The information is in the description box below. The easiest way is to check out my Etsy store, Divine Devon. And that's a really easy, streamlined way to get a personal. Right, I don't. What's going on with the collective? Okay, so we've got the world. Okay, we've got the world and caring connections. And okay, what I'm what I was being shown originally with these two cards is that there's something about you doing something in the public eye in some way. So, just something where you are putting yourself out there to be seen. And because this connections card came out, there might be somebody that you are interested in doing this with. Um, or this is going to be a situation where this relationship with this person is going to help you energetically to really embrace this in whatever way that is for you. Okay, then we've got the strategy card and man holding a heart. So this could be you or this could be somebody coming towards you. Just depending. I tend to take this as a divine masculine energy, which isn't really bound by gender. It's more of an energetic thing. We all have divine masculine and divine feminine energies within us, and then we tend to connect with one polarity more than the other. So I tend to take this as a divine masculine. And with that, maybe you are the divine masculine and you are coming up with a strategy to move towards a person of interest. Or if you're a feminine, then you've got a masculine who's got their eye on you, who is, coming up with a strategy to come forward. So just take that as it resonates. For some of you, the other small thread of energy that I picked up with all of these cards together is you might be coming up with a strategy or being guided to come up with a strategy and reach out to this person through some sort of online something. So social media, it was mainly social media that I was picking up on. So that's going to be a thread for some of you. This light, there we go. Okay. We've got hostilities. Oh, wow. Okay. So what Okay, so we've got hostilities and deceit, and then we've got woman holding a heart. So what I'm picking up, especially if you are a masculine energy watching this, what I feel like is going on is you might have some self-deceiving beliefs around the situation. And mainly what I was picking up is the word just left. Hold on. Um Unrequited love, basically. So what you could be doing is like you really want this, but what's stopping you from reaching out or making an attempt towards this person is you feel like those feelings aren't reciprocated. And then we had the woman holding a heart card that kind of flew out to the side. And so I feel like this is just letting you know that these feelings are reciprocated. Um, and and then I just heard, okay, this is very interesting. So when I said these feelings are reciprocated, I heard something along the lines of, why would she want me? Okay, so this is very specific. Just take it if it resonates. This is one of those things, if that is what you're thinking and you're worried about, one, understand that that's coming from a wound and a limiting belief, a story that you have been telling yourself, probably because at at some point in your life you picked up this idea that you weren't worthy of certain things. It just wasn't in the cards for you, something of that nature. And and that's where that limiting belief is coming from. It's not actually accurate. It's not an accurate depiction of how this other person feels about you. It's it's a limiting belief that you're telling yourself. And the thing is it's one of those things where it's like, to answer that question, like, why would she, like, what do I have to offer her? Or why would she want me? Or something of that nature. When you're dealing with matters of the heart and you're dealing with soul connections, it is so much more than just something you could offer them physically, or whatever. It's a soul thing. It's a especially when we're talking like counterparts or really high level soul connections, something of that nature. There's literally, you two coming together in the physical world can unlock parts of each other that just help you in life in general, and to continuously align with your highest version, which is ever evolving. And so there's unique ways when you're talking about these types of connections that you can support each other energetically, that are worth so much more than anything in the physical realm. Um, so yeah. um, okay. So yeah, that was a little more specific. So just take that if it resonates. And we've got rest and rejuvenation and community. Oh, and broken heart. Okay. So, for some of you, you could be worried about backlash from people around you by pursuing this connection. Um, broken heart. So there could be some feelings of grief and sadness in the heart space that is also fueling these this hostile and kind of, I'm picking this up as self-deceit in some way. So this is some limiting belief. This is some story you're telling yourself that isn't mm, really accurate. But then I just heard self-affirming. So this is so tricky. I could do a whole different video on this, but basically what it is if you continuously tell yourself a story, then you manifest into your experience things that confirm that story. But it's a storyline. It's not really based in actual, like, 100% this is the way it is. Okay, I have a really weird example coming up, but I'm gonna go with it. So basically, it's something like this. Let's say that, and this would be more for masculine, but take it as it resonates, and I'm sure that There's the feminine version of this story too. This is just an example. Take it if it resonates. So let's say you grew up in a familial system where all like you're a guy and you grew up in a familial system where all the men in your family were players and they were doing the whole like women are just this and they're just good for one thing and if you let them in they'll blah 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 and it's all that negative programming and there's nothing good that can come from a romantic relationship. You need to keep your distance, you need to keep your guard up, women are just going to hurt you and there's nothing good that happens from a relationship of that nature and guard your heart and don't let them in and all that shit, right? It's the player mentality. And then you find, you connect with somebody and you're like, "Wait a minute. This this is what I want. This person sees me differently. This person gets me differently. I feel like if I was to be in a relationship with this person, I'd be unstoppable. We would be unstoppable. We would help each other, support each other, and I feel good around this person. They feel good around me. It's such a beautiful experience. But then you've got all that childhood programming coming up and fighting that, and it's like, "Oh, but wait, I'm only going to get my heart broken," and so on and so forth. And so you recoil, you clam up, you push it away, and then, you go into other connections and keep your heart closed off and you don't allow anybody to get close to you. And then you start experiencing other, relationships where what you were told that women will do, they started to do, right? So you attracted in those experiences that are reaffirming the story that you were told and that you adopted as your own ideology or belief systems. And then now you've experienced so much of this that attempting to really open up to an actual balanced, harmonious connection is going against your programming. And so your ego is just fighting it like no other because it's something that it formed into a solid belief. And that's where I feel like there's this block around the heart space right now that's not allowing you to fully see the situation for what it is. It's not allowing you to see yourself as worthy of having a connection of this magnitude. And yet what is waiting for you is somebody who does reflect these feelings and the emotions and this, I just heard soul bond with you. So they do reflect that. It is possible for you to have this caring connection. And it's going to be through the path of going within, removing some of these stories from your, you know, mm, reality basically, and then healing some of this heartbreak stuff. And a big part of that too, when you're healing and releasing these old programs and these, limiting beliefs and stuff like that, there is a period of grief for, wow, if I never would have adopted that belief system as my own, where could I be now? And it's one of those, allow yourself to do that, but also pull yourself back and just know that you're being given the opportunity to move through this and heal this stuff at this time for a reason, because there is a beautiful connection that is available for you. Um, it really is. And we've got this beautiful community as well. That will be uplifting and supportive of this situation, but it might not be those same people who are operating from that ideology, like in the player type of um, example. So it's one of those things that can cause grief and that can be very painful when you really see it and you get the clarity around it, because you kind of, it's normal to look back and be like, fuck, dude. Like, if I would have known, if I would have ignored that, if I would have listened to my intuition this one time, Where could I be? How would things be different? So on and so forth. And then it sparks that whole, regret train. And it's one of those, like, if you've been doing that, do your best to call yourself back and do something to where you can attempt to change your perspective on it, and then allow yourself to feel those emotions that are coming up. When you crack open that heart space, when you break down some of those heart walls and you really dive in to heal some of these wounds in the heart space, it can be physically painful sometimes. So just, heads up. Um, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It just, sometimes healing doesn't doesn't feel good, but it's always worth it. And then we've got the rest and rejuvenation card. So I feel like if you're really dealing with a lot of this stuff right now, this heavy stuff when it comes to this, really take advantage of this rest and rejuvenation energy. Maybe seek out an energy healer of some sort or something of that nature. If you're worried about your physical health in any way, check with a medical professional. I'm not offering medical advice. Okay. From a spiritual standpoint, if you check out something like Reiki, different energy healers, you can use crystals, you can work with, I feel like I'm talking to somebody who actually has innate healing abilities. And so you can even practice like with your own self and like, you know, see yourself pulling in divine light and then putting it into your heart space. Something like that. Play around with your own abilities. Um, but really take advantage of this energy right now, because this is giving you the container that you need to actually heal some of this stuff in the heart space, which is going to allow you to pull out of this self deceit energy and really move towards this caring connection and, manifest it into the physical world. Wow, that was a powerful message. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. I feel like I went on a whole ass tangent. Hopefully that resonates for somebody. If so, you can let me know in the comments below. You can also hit that like button. Both of those help out the channel. So thank you, thank you. And I also do love talking to you in the comments. So just know that. And if you would like to see more from me, feel free to hit subscribe. It is free, and I will see you on the next message. Bye.